Hiya folks, how's it going? I'm Lexi and I really like tabletop role-playing games. So much so that we get together once a week, every week, and we review a tabletop role-playing game here at the gaming table. I hope with my channel I can help you find your next game. If that sounds interesting to you, I encourage you to hit subscribe and keep watching today's video. Today we are talking about a game that I actually picked up at a local event a few months ago. It was for my birthday and I decided what I wanted to do for my birthday was go sell my unused games and purchase some others. Perhaps not very exciting, but it's what I enjoy. I got so lucky because I happened to see a couple of games that I'd had my eye on for a while and was able to pick them up for a pretty good price. The game I'm talking about today actually came from a deceased estate, and the event was handling it on behalf of the family as they didn't know how to value it. That's kind of irrelevant to the game review itself, but I thought that was a very interesting backstory to how this game got in my hands. There were so many items at that event that I found interesting, particularly from that estate sale, because there were so many items from the 70s up until now. I could see a real timeline of tabletop gaming. Perhaps I should move on and stop talking about deceased people's belongings. For today's review, we are taking a look at Hillfolk from Pelgrane Press. This game is set in the Iron Age. It's not tied to a specific location or time period in our world's history. It is implied that it is around one of those places where Iron Age settlements and civilization flourished. Instead of telling you exactly where you are, the game gives you some potential interesting factors like geographical location, which groups you share commonalities with and which ones you don't. Generally, your settlement and group is inland. There's one where your characters can be agents of the CIA spying on the Soviet Union, in the middle of the Cold War no less. You also can play as a bunch of rabbits in a Watership Down style scenario, and as well as a few other historically inspired settings. Personally, I picked up this game for the Iron Age setting, so I wasn't really bought in by these other options. They're still good to have though. To play Hillfolk, you need tokens of a couple of different colours, as well as a deck of playing cards. There is the option for a special custom deck as well. The game makes a distinction in the types of roleplay into two different types of scenes. The simpler of the two is the dramatic scene. In this scene, a character is negotiating or vying with another character for something they want. These scenes function by having players exchange or spend tokens to act or join the scene, or to get or give something. Sometimes you will be trying to push your own agenda or prevent another character from entering the scene. The other main type of scene is called a procedural scene, which is a bit more complicated to explain. A game master secretly selects and spends a particular coloured token, and then players spend some of their tokens to draw cards. They then use these cards to try and meet the token, which the game master reveals what kind of challenge it is by revealing the coloured token that was spent. This is kind of how you would handle physical challenges or something that's an ongoing challenge. This system is known as the drama system, and the main idea is it's meant to focus on the interpersonal drama and struggles between two characters. I'll be honest and I'll say I struggled to understand some of the mechanics at points in this system, especially with how the rules were written out. It feels like it should be simple, but for some reason I just couldn't get some parts that well. I will say the drama system rules did not feel very connected to the setting, which is, I guess, how they are able to put all these other settings in for you to use with the same system with no rewriting of the rules. I think my favourite parts of the rules were the character creation, where you need to set out a character's motivations, their personality traits, and their relationships with other characters in their community or player characters. The drama system feels like a standalone system, and I haven't seen it really used beyond this game. I've had a pretty fun time with this game. I really enjoyed the idea of an Iron Age setting. I personally struggled with some of the mechanics as they were written, such as how to spend tokens, when to spend cards, and even how you determined your starting pool of tokens. For myself, the highlight was the way the setting was written. It's broad enough that you can apply it to some of your favorite historical locations or make up your own. I like that the focus of it is what brings different communities together and what separates them. For example, they talk about the shell grinders who reside on the coast, and they are considered a bit strange because they build boats with huge sails to go out, perhaps raiding, and they use something called an alphabet. You have different forms of settlements such as raiding groups, city-states, kings, you name it. I did find it odd that a significant portion of this book is tied to giving you alternative settings, when I think what they're trying to sell is the Hillfolk story. Perhaps for some people these alternative settings are going to be a great seller because you're going to have more possibilities of more different types of games to play. For myself, because I came for the Iron Age setting, I wasn't that interested in the other options. I think this game is pretty clearly for people who enjoy the role-playing aspect of tabletop games. There aren't any mechanics really for combat. It's all really done through cards and the exchange of tokens. If that appeals to you, then this game is probably going to be a very easy sell to you. This game is set in a mundane world, and magic isn't really a possibility. It's relegated to the status of rumors. For some, that may be extremely boring, but for me, I totally get it. I am so down to roleplay an extremely mundane world in a historical setting. A copy of Hillfolk is about $30 US. I think that is a pretty fantastic price for this game. Even if you just wanted a copy of the drama system to have a play with yourself, I think that's a pretty appealing price. Hillfolk is certainly intriguing. What do you think of a game that is set in a world with no fantastical elements? Does that appeal, or is that dull to you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. While you're there, I encourage you to subscribe, turn on notifications so YouTube tells you when I've next uploaded. You could like this video and perhaps share it with someone you think would enjoy it. It all helps this channel get more notice, which means YouTube thinks it is worth sharing out in the world. I also have a Ko-Fi page where you can donate to my channel if you wish. I hope you're all well, and I look forward to seeing you next time at the gaming table. Bye!